the Dusshera day, and we are continuing with the Devi Mahatamyam. Today is a very important prayer which is called the Devi Suktam. So today it will be a long 1 hour session complete. So let us start with it. So Devi Suktam. So a normal introduction is given over here. In the 13th chapter, it is said that the king of the Vaishya and the Vaishya, in order to see the mother face to face, did tapas, reciting the great Devi Suktam Param Japam, which is the Devi Sukta referred to. Which is this Devi Suktam referred to? Some would hold that the Lord in the 5th chapter, commencing Namo Devi, Mahadevi, we have done that always, is the Devi Suktam. But it is considered opinion of many that the famous Devi Suktam is the Rig Veda, is the one referred to over here. The Vedas are held in the authority as always. An attempt is made to trace all the spiritual practices and religious rituals prevalent in the primary source of the Vedas. The Tantra pursue the Vedic teachings perhaps from a different angle altogether. But it is always held that the Veda in great respect, considering the unique place occupied by the text Saptashati in Tantric literature and its occult practices, it is quite natural to seek for something explicit or implicit in the Vedic wisdom, setting its seal of approval of this sadhana. It is true that the story, ritual or mode of the worship mentioned in the Saptashati does not find place in the Rig Veda. But if we study the Devi Suktam, the 125th hymn of the 10th mandala of the Rig Veda, and delve in its thoughts, we find that for the first time, the glory of the goddess, that is the Devi Mahatmyam, is delineated here. Though spirit and mantra force vie with one another, the squandering of the wealth of the Devi afflatus to the words of the Ambrani Vak. The seer of the hymn is a Rishika, the daughter of Ambharana, and her name itself is Vak. She expresses the divine glory revealed to her through the inspired word in the form of the hymn. There are many hymns in the 10th mandala where the name of the seer and the name of the deity he sees is one and the same. The reason is that the seer is the one and the Godhead he sees in himself is completely identified. As a result, the name of the Godhead becomes also his name. Likewise, in the hymn, the name of the Rishika and the name of the deity are one and the same. Vak, because the daughter Ambarna realizes in her creative word the primary Nad, the Parashakti, and the Tantra hymn, and the Tantra becomes that and expresses herself through the hymn. It is more correct to say that the female energy of the Supreme Godhead Paradevata, realizing herself in or choosing the world embodiment of the Vakambrani, utters the word, the mantra. In the cursory reading of the hymn, will bring home to the reader the glory of the goddess in the Devi Mahatmyam. Mahalakshmi is mentioned as the primordial Prakriti made up of 3 qualities, Sattva, Rajas and Tamas, and from her manifest Mahakali, Mahasaraswati. This will be clear when one reads the Rahasya Traya. The middle episode describes how the Mahalakshmi came into being. Though she is the prime mover, the Shaktis of all the gods joined together to make her as the Parashakti. The important concept of the Devi Mahatmyam is portrayed in the phrase Tam Ma Deva Vyadhu. In the 3rd rik of the Devi Suktam, the immanent form of the goddess described in the series of verses beginning with the Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu is explained in the 4th rik Maya So Annamati. In declaration of the work in the 5th rik, it is said that whomsoever she loves, she makes him mighty, make him a Brahman, him a Rishi, him a man of pure understanding, Tam Rishim Tam Sumedham. Can it be an accidental coincidence that it is the Rishi Sumedha who narrates the glory of the goddess to the monarch and the merchant? The cardinal doctrine of the Saptashati, that the goddess takes birth to protect the world and slay the wicked, we find already proclaimed in the 6th rik of the Devi Suktam. Aham Rudraya Dhanur Atanomi Brahma Devi se Sarve Hantavayu. This is very tough for me. The universal and the transcendental form of the Divine Mother is expressed in the last line, Paro Diva Para Ena Prithviye Tavati Mahina Sambhavau. What is thus expressed directly in the Vedas is portrayed in the epic grandeur of the striking verse of the Saptashruti. See, unfortunately, this is a very lengthy explanation, but I think we have to get on with it. The tread of her feet bent the earth low, the top of the crown scraped the welkin high. With the twang of her bowstrings, she shook the entire netherworld. With the thousand arms, she stood covering all the quarters. Thus, we find a close correlationship between the sum and the substance of the Devi Mahatamyam and the Devi Suktam in the Rig Veda. And on the strength of the phrase Devi Suktam Param Japam found in the 13th chapter, we can conclude that the recital of the Devi Sukta in the Rig Veda has been a part of the Chandi worship, and the Vedic basis of Devi Mahatmyam has to be found in the Devi Suktam of the Vag Brahmani. Now, a small story for you over here is a very interesting story which I heard it from Rihananda Baba. Now, Rihananda Baba was a very normal human being. He was a vice chancellor of a university, and he was leading a very simple life. He had never read any scripture in his life. No. See, we, including this body, I have been educated in the English medium, and we have done all kinds of degrees and stuff like that. We are least bothered about all these Sanskrit texts and all that. Now, suddenly it so happened that one fine day, he was woken up from his sleep by Sri Ramakrishna Paramahansa. He was sitting on his bed and he said, "Get up, wake up from there." And he made him sit. Now he was not willing to get up. So he got one, Ramakrishna ji picked him up and gave him one tight slap, saying, "You have to get up and you have to do this. Come on, get up from there." And there were some old books of his father. Rihananda Baba's father was there. They were lying in a cupboard nearby. So he told him, "Take out this book over here." And that was the Devi Sukta, this particular one, Devi Mahatmyam, and made him sit on the table over there. This happened very early in the morning, twilight hours. And made him sit over there and read this, Chandi part of one particular thing, which is the Devi Suktam, by the way, for quite some time. Said, "You have to read this, you have to keep on at it, keep on at it." It's a small hymn. This is from the Rig Veda. Now here is one vice chancellor. He's a double PhD. He's doctor, and his name is not Rihananda Baba. Rihananda Baba was a name given to him as a doctor, PhD. And here is this person getting the knowledge for something which he had no idea about. Okay? And from that day onwards, and then later on, he was told to go to sleep. And when he woke up, his wife saw, slap marks across his face. A hand across his, fair face. He had a very fair person. So she asked him, "What happened? I mean, did you fall down or what?" He said, "No, something happened." Ramakrishna ji came and slapped me. Okay. Now this is something which is very rare phenomena. Anyway, coming back to it, this gives us an idea that the power of the Devi Suktam is so strong, it cannot be shaken. Please understand, it is from the Rig Veda. It is from the Rig Veda. And the person who is saying it, her name is Vak, basically the goddess of word. That is the word, right? So she is the one who is saying it. All the words over here are coming from that portion. Stories have been written so that it is easier for you to understand the stories. Today I told you the story of Rihananda Baba. Now think about it. He still did not understand anything about it. A highly educated person, they don't understand. They say, "Oh, what is there to read? What is there to see?" That kind of a thing. Later on, a few months later, this is in 1959 this happened. 1959. That is the time this body was born. And then in the year 1963, he was not practicing it on a regular basis. One day, a saint comes to his door and tells him, we have to do Chandi Path, and sits and pulls him out of his room. This again happened at twilight hour, early morning, 3:30. Takes him out of his dwelling, and they perform this Chandi Path right in the grounds over there. And then he says, after this you do this on a regular basis, and that is why it is still followed even today in that place, ashram. So Chandi Mantralayam, you can go and see, it is there. So the reason why I am telling you this is, that was Upasani Maharaj who came to him and initiated him on the path of Chandi Path. And the person who initiated him on the path of spirituality is Ramakrishna Paramahansa. So when I visited him many years later, he showed me where he puts the Chandi Ma to sleep and all those kind of things. And I immediately knew who he was, and then I had to also talk to him on a few other things which happened along the way. And it was a wonderful experience where he fed me food. Standing in front of me and telling me, eat this, eat this, eat this, eat this. It was so beautiful to see. And the whole family standing right around me, literally as if I am some VVIP or something. Okay. So it was, and every time when I would leave from his place, he would cry like a baby. Literally like a baby. I have seen him, my disciples have also seen him cry literally like a baby. And it was really very strange phenomena. So just to give you this idea, why this Devi Suktam is so important for everyone. If we were to recite this on a regular basis, it would help us. It's a small one, just see. Okay, so we will start with the Devi Suktam. I am going to do only in English, so please listen to it. I walk with the Vasus and the Rudras, with the Adityas and also with the all gods, Vishwa Devtas. Mitra and Varuna, both I hold aloft, even so Indra and Agni I do, and the Ashwin twins too. I uphold and cherish the Soma that is to be pressed out for the delight of the gods. And I am the supporter of the divine sculptor, Twastri, and of Bhaga and Pushan. I hold the wealth for the sacrificer who reaches to the gods the pleasing offerings of the Soma and the Havis. I will give you a little explanation later on. The queen, I am the dispenser of the wealth, conscious. I am first among the gods for whom the sacrifice is meant. Such am I, the one, and the gods have found me established in the many, permeating and taking possession of the manifold existence. It is by me and the sole power that one eats his food, sees, breathes, and hears what is said. That they ignore me with their thoughts, not turn towards me, runs to ruin. Here I declare to thee the truth of faith. Hearken. Of my own accord, I announce this truth which the gods as well as men strive to reach. Whomsoever I love, I make them mighty. Him a Brahman, him a Rishi, him a man of pure understanding. For Rudra, I stretch the bow of the destruction of the tyrant, of the Veda hater, that is the Brahmadvit, of the people. I bestow equal joy in battle, and I have permeated heaven and earth. I gave birth to the Father, heaven at the summit of this creation, earth. My origin is in the water of the inner ocean. Thence I extend, pervading all the worlds, and yonder heaven I closely touch and penetrate with the showering and the flowing body of mine, Varshmana. Like the winds, I blow vehemently, myself commencing all the worlds far beyond the heavens, far beneath the earth, so vast by my largeness I have become. Now this is a very beautiful poem, Suktam, as we are supposed to say this. This is just about 8 verses, that's it. 8 verses can be said by anybody, anytime. Now what is this all about? It is nothing but the power potency of the Lord. When the Lord created the power potency, it was in the form of a Devi. Devi actually translates into Shakti. Shakti means power potencies, power potential. Everybody has it. If you say, I am not an intelligent person, I don't know how to read, I don't know how to study, I don't know how this is done, I don't know how that is done, think on the lines of all those great people from the past who have become enlightened masters. How did they become? Think about it. They became because they tapped into this entire process of how to be that, the energy constant which is there in everybody within us. Whether you require spiritual success or whether you require physical, mental, this worldly type of success also, Devi Suktam is the best. On the spiritual front, you need a master, you need a guru to take you on the path. It's not so simple as it looks like. But for the material worldly progress, this is the best way of going about it. It not only gives you the power over the word, that is, you are knowledgeable, you become understanding, you understand everything in terms of science, technology or whatever. There is no need for you to feel that I don't understand. You will. It is like this. If you start and you keep on at it, one fine day you will end up being an expert. Don't worry about it. Human beings are very frail. They give up very easily. This power within you, the Devi's power that is there, is a perennial, it's never ending thing. As she says, I have risen from the ocean. Think on this. She is permeating everything. She is there in all the worlds. The higher world, the lower world, the middle world also, everywhere. So understand this, it does not really matter. It is in you, in your hands to rise above. So use this power given to you by God, empower yourself and become that Devi. So now we will continue with the next one, which is called the triple secret. Now this is the triple secret, means the reason why it is a secret, you will understand when I read the secret. The sage Medas imparted the secret of worship of the goddess of the king and the merchant. This is described in the three secrets, that is the Rahasya Trai. In the first secret deal with the process of creation, this is the secret about the Moola Prakriti, who is the cause of creation. In the language of the Sankhyas, the Moola Prakriti is the important one. Pradhana, hence the name Pradhanika Rahasya. For the first secret, creation takes place because of the existence of the qualities of the Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. Mahalakshmi is the first one existing, pervading everything and containing in her the three gunas. When the desire of creation appears, the quality Rajas necessary for doing action predominates in her. There is a movement, a throb amongst the three qualities which are hitherto in equilibrium. For the quality Tamas manifests Mahakali, and from the quality Sattva manifests Mahasaraswati. In the picturesque language of the Tantra, it is said that the Mahalakshmi bears on her head the serpent, Linga, and the Yoni Nagam, Lingam cha Yoni cha Bibharati. The serpent is the symbol of time, and Linga and Yoni denote the male and the female principle. The Supreme beyond time and beyond sex limited itself by time and took upon it the male and the female principle for the purpose of creation. These three Mahashaktis independently created each a pair of male and the female. Mahalakshmi created Lakshmi and Brahma. Mahakali brought forth Shiva and Saraswati. And Mahasaraswati brought Vishnu and Gauri. It will now be abundantly clear that the Mahakali, Mahalakshmi and Mahasaraswati of the Saptasati are not the popular Gauri, Lakshmi and Saraswati, but the powers infinitely superior to them. So in popular parlance, Lakshmi becomes Brahma's sister and shared the common characteristics of the lotus seed. Saraswati became Shiva's sister, both the repository and the giver of the true knowledge. Parvati became Vishnu's sister, which fact has become famous through the Puranas, which is known as the Bhagavad Puran in both the cases. For the purpose of creation, these three pairs become a different set of couples. Brahma took Saraswati as his consort, Vishnu, Lakshmi, and Shiva, Parvati, and respectively presided over the creation, preservation, and destruction of the universe. This is the first secret. In the second secret, it is described how the Godhead became beyond change, subjected itself to change, how the Mula Prakriti became Vikriti, hence the name Vikrita Rahasya of the second secret. The primordial Shakti Mahalakshmi manifested from the bodies of all the gods and became a mass Parashakti for carrying out the destruction of the Mahishasura. From her, who has 18 hands, manifested Mahakali in the 10 hands and Mahasaraswati of the 8 hands. Mahakali manifested to kill Madhu and Kaithab, while Mahasaraswati was the goddess that appeared to vanquish Shumba, Nishumba and others. The second secret describes in detail the mode of worshipping these three deities. In the third secret, Murti Rahasya, the incarnation, the avatar murtis of the goddesses are mentioned. In the 11th chapter of the text, the goddess herself proclaims her future incarnations on earth for the purpose of destroying the wicked and re-establishing the divine law on earth. Murti Rahasya deals in brief with the mode of worship of those great incarnations: Nandaja, Raktadantika, Shakhambari, Shatakshi, Durga, Bhima and the Brahmari. Now here, there are three things which are being described. The first one, how it all began, where the beginning happens. Okay? Now, this is how the beginning happened. So, and then how this goddess turned herself into three entities, which in turn were distributed as 6 more. And then how the exchange happened and the powers that be were established in this world. That is the first secret. The second secret was how from the body of Mahalakshmi all the forms started coming out. Some with 10 hands, some with 8 hands and so on and so forth. Now these are forms, and when we look at them, how are we supposed to experience them? They kill the demons. First was how they came about. Second one was how to kill the demons and all that. And then the third one, according to the third law, is how are we supposed to look at them today. And in the future, how they are going to be. See, this world is fast changing. It's changing like nobody's business. And this Devi, that is the Shakti, is advancing continuously. There are more and more advancements that happen, and as the power requirement is there, so we have to ensure that they are there. So the Devi, which is required for that kind of a power, is going to be established at that point in time. Think on the lines of, in yesteryears, the wars were fought with chariots and elephants and this and that. Correct? That was a time. Then came a time when they were, foot soldiers, they were going with their guns. There were battle tanks and aircrafts and all that. Today, it is all about drones, how we can, with the push of a button, you can destroy an entire city by means of missiles and all those things. So can you see how these changes have come about? It is not necessary to have a chariot drawn by horses to go and do some war somewhere. Correct? So today's day and age, we don't have to think in terms of how to cure leprosy, how to cure smallpox. The leprosy, smallpox and all are mostly gone. Right? Now, then came new diseases. The new diseases also require different kinds of treatment. Correct? Not like the old ones. New kind of treatment. The discovery of penicillin and things like that happened. Correct? So they were able to overcome these kind of problems. And then came this 2000, where new diseases came into the picture, like AIDS and a coronavirus. What do they require? So still higher versions. Today we have treatment for cancer also. Cancer was a deadly disease in the past. Today we can do a lot of things and get rid of cancer also. So there are people in this world who can actually live because cancer can be cured. So I hope you understand the adaptation of this is the third version of it. So now let us start with the Pradhanika Rahasya. For the three secrets, the seer is Brahma, Vishnu and Rudra. The deities are Mahakali, Mahalakshmi, Mahasaraswati. Mahalakshmi Navdurga is the seed and Shrim is the force. The king said, Sire, you have mentioned to me about the manifestation of Chandika, knower of Brahma. Please oblige by telling me about the nature of and the importance. Which of these deities have I to worship, in what form and in what ritual, O twice born? I have bowed to thee, tell me all these facts. The sage said, that is a great secret. It is said that it should not be mentioned, but you are devoted to me, O Lord of men, and there is nothing that I cannot mention to you. Mahalakshmi is the first and foremost of all. Supreme Sovereign, she is of the three qualities. All the manifested and the unmanifested are her forms. Pervading in entirety, she stands. She holds the pomegranate, mace, shield, and the drinking vessel. So these are the four things that she holds. O king, she bears in her head the serpent, the male and the female principle. The complexion is that of molten gold, and her ornaments too are made of molten gold. She filled with all the void of her light. The Supreme Sovereign, seeing her entire world a void, bore another form by mere tamas. That form became a woman of slender waist and expansive eyes. Her shapely mouth was marked by fangs, and she showed like a cut collyrium. Her four hands were adorned with the sword, the drinking vessel, the head, and the shield. These are the four hands and having these four things. So one is the sword, the drinking vessel, that is Kamandalu, the head, and the shield. In her breast she wore a garland of headless trunks, and in her head, and in her head a string of heads. That means skulls. Mahalakshmi is said that of a superwoman, predominant in tamas. I shall give you the name and your field of action. So what is her name? Mahamaya, Mahakali, great death, hunger, thirst, sleep, hankering, soul warrior, dark night, and the impossible. There are your names indicated by your actions. One who studies your actions, knowing them from the names, attains happiness. O king, having said this to her, Mahalakshmi took another form of moon-like luster to the very pure quality known as sattva. The form became a nice lady holding the garlands of beads and gold, and carrying in her hand the book and the veena. To her as well she gave the names. What is the names? Great knowledge, great Vani, Bharati, Vak, Saraswati, Arya, Brahma's consort, the cow yielding all desires, one who carries in her womb the Vedas, and the sovereign lady of the gods. Then Mahalakshmi said to Mahakali and Mahasaraswati, you two goddess, please produce twins according to your own nature. Telling them thus, Mahalakshmi herself produced twins, a male and a female, seated on the lotus, both beautiful as they were delivered out of the golden womb. The mother accosted the male, O Brahma, Faith, Virinchi, ordiner, and she addressed the female, O Padma, Kamla, Lakshmi. So from each goddess, two children are born. That is, they extend out of her body. So as you can see, Mahalakshmi gave birth to twins, like Brahma is there on one side and Lakshmi is there. Mahakali and Mahasaraswati produced together twins. I shall tell you their names. Mahakali produced a male of blue neck. You know who he is. Okay. Red arms, white limb, having the moon in the crest. And she also produced a white female. He is Rudra, the doer of good, the unchanged fixed one, the three-eyed with the matted hair. Kaparda, the female, is knowledge, the three Vedas, the cow fulfilling all wants, language, swara, and the immutable letters. So, two were created, that is Shiva, which is the Rudra form, and Saraswati, which is another form. Now here you will ask me, again Saraswati is produced? No. Mahasaraswati is different than Saraswati. Mahavishnu is different than Vishnu. Mahalakshmi is different than Lakshmi. Mahakali is different than Kali. So all these are different. So please don't mix them up. That is the higher end version. That is the mother. And these are the lower end version. You can call them as children, or you can say from them came out. Yeah. Mahasaraswati, okay. Vishnu Krishna, the dark one. Okay, Mahasaraswati produced a female of golden yellow color and a male of dark complexion. I shall tell you the names as well. Okay, the name of the dark one is Vishnu Krishna, the dark one, the lord of the senses, Vasudev, Janardhan, Uma, Gauri, Sati, Chandi, Sundari, Subhaga and Shiva. That means the male version becomes the Vishnu version of it, and the female version becomes the Chandi and other versions of it. Got it? That is the darker version. Thus the ladies instantaneously attained manhood. That means they grew up. And those whose eyes will see, the rest of the people will not know about it. O King, Mahalakshmi gave Saraswati in the form of 3 Vedas as a wife to Brahma, Gauri the giver of the best to Rudra, and Lakshmi to Vasudeva. Brahma united with Saraswati in the form of sound and created the cosmos. The valorous Lord Rudra joined with Gauri and broke it. O King, in the middle of the cosmos sprang up resultant actions like Mula Prakriti and all this universe of mobile and immobile objects composed of the great elements. Now all these are operating within the sphere of Prakriti itself. Mula Prakriti, Prakriti, the mother nature as we call it in English. Vishnu nourished and protected along with Lakshmi, O King, thus the goddess of all the gods. Mahalakshmi has no birth and no form. And she is also with form and bears varied names. She has to be proved by other names, and yet by no name can she be proved. So Mahalakshmi is also the primordial mother, but she also takes birth. See, many a times people ask this question and they always wonder, how is it that there is Krishna in the ultimate layer and Krishna as a person born? So this Krishna which is born is a Vishnu avatar, like we saw just now. But this Krishna is also that original Krishna avatar. That is why he is Sarva Guna Sampanna. He has everything which is required. He became the full Almighty Krishna himself. So that is just a small portion of him operating over here. Now we are going to do the Vaikritika Rahasya. Alright, the sage said, the goddess who is triply classified as the one composed of the 3 gunas, the one predominant in tamas and the one predominant in sattva, is mentioned as the Sarva, Chandika, Durga, Bhadra and Bhagavati. The one whom Brahma of the lotus seed praised to be the purpose of destroying Madhu and Kaitav, she is said to be the Vishnu's super consistent sleep, Mahakali, in whom tamas predominates. So in this entire scripture we read about all the different demons, isn't it? Now these demons were killed by which power or potency is being mentioned over here. So just follow it. She has 10 faces, 10 arms, 10 feet, has a luster of collyrium. She shines with the 30 large eyes, knit like a garland. Protector of the world, though she is terrible in appearance, with her glittering teeth and fangs, she is mainstay of the great opulence of beauty, auspiciousness and luster. She wields the sword, the shaft, the mace, the corns, the discus and the sling. She bears the iron club, the bow and the head dripping with blood. So here we have Kali performing these actions. She is the delusion of Vishnu, the impassible Mahakali. If worship, she will bring under the control of the worshipper all the mobile and the immobile in the universe. The one who manifests out of the body of all the gods with immeasurable light, she is Mahalakshmi, containing the 3 gunas, verily the destroyer of Mahisha. So this is the second goddess which came out, which is Mahishasur Mardini. So she came out of this body of the Lord, from Mahalakshmi itself. Her face was white, arms black and the breasts extremely white. She has her red hips, hip red, her feet red, her shanks and thighs red. She is the form of the supreme delight. Her lap is of varied hues. Her garment, ornaments smeared in the blood of all the various hues. She is full of luster, beauty and auspiciousness. Though she is possessed of 1,000 arms, she should be worshipped as one with 18 arms. The weapons are now enumerated from the bottommost right hand. the garland of beads. So right hand, bottommost, so from like this. So always remember, this is one small caveat I'll tell you. Whenever the hand changes, whenever the weapon changes, or whenever the whatever the item that is there, like say for example, Shankha Chakra is there, if they switch places, the god which is there is different than the one who was there earlier. Okay? So don't mix it up. It is like you may be right-handed, your twin brother can be left-handed. Is that correct? It's possible, isn't it? So not necessary that the same person is there. So this person's DNA is different than that person's DNA also in a little aspect, correct? The behavioral aspects is also different. In similar manner, these weapons are like that. I am sure you have seen, even when we are taking in, now lots of us, we take these antibiotics. Okay, now in antibiotics, there is a bond formation. Okay, so there is one letter written over there, and then there are some bonds coming out. If the bond is on this side, this side, this side, this side, the composition of the drug changes. I hope you know that. You seen that or no? The composition of the complete drug will change. Suppose C double dash O, the C and the molecule is over here. Suppose it shifts on the other side, then we, if it becomes like this, we call it levo. Like this. It's a mirror image. So we call it levo. So you will find that some of the drugs will be written levo or something like that. I'm sure. So now you understand all these are weapons. These weapons have to be in the correct hand. Did you understand this? Think. He's a super, kind of a thing, and you have to change a little bit here and there. And that is the reason why we have to be very particular. Even when calling out the name, tetracycline is not the same as doxycycline. I hope you know that. Doxycycline is different than tetracycline. Both are different. They are not the same. And you can say they are derived from penicillin. Again you made a mistake. That is a derivative. Sorry, I am giving you some chemistry over here, but I think you understand in drug world what this matters. Drugs means our the other type, okay? Not the, the bad type. The garland of beads, lotus shaft, sword, thunderbolt, mace, discus, trident, battle axe, conch, bell noose. The lance, staff, shield, bow, drinking vessel, water pot, and these weapons, her arms are adorned, and her seat is on the lotus. O king, one who worships this Mahalakshmi, the goddess, comes out of all the gods. He will become the master of all the worlds and the gods. The one who has born out of the body of Gauri, having as her base only the Sattva Guna, she is verily Mahasaraswati, the slayer of Shumbasura. Oh, the Lord of the earth, she wields in her arms 8 arms, arrow, pestle, trident, discus, conch, bell, plowshare, and the bow. This is the goddess who crushed Nishumba and killed the Asura Shumba. If she is worshipped with devotion, she grants omniscience to the worshippers. O king, the form of these embodiments have thus been told here, and know the worship of the world mother as well as the embodiments distinctly. When Mahalakshmi is worshipped, you have to worship on her right, and left Mahakali and Mahasaraswati. At the back of these three, the three couples. At the back, in the middle, Brahma and Saraswati. On the right, Rudra and Gauri, and on the left, Vishnu and Lakshmi. In the front of the three goddesses, in the front, the middle, the 18 arms, to the left, the 10-faced, on the right, the 8-armed Mahalakshmi has to be worshipped as the important deity. So here again, now whenever people come to me and they ask me some things, can I say this mantra? Can I say this particular prayer, or can I say this, things which somebody has given me, or can I pray to some god, or can I keep this chakra or this thing in my house, I tell them, first and foremost, you and whoever has given you is not qualified. Is not qualified. Even if there is a slight movement, that whole thing changes. Okay? Just imagine by mistake, your utterance is wrong, or the weapon is wrong, or the placement of the goddess is wrong. It can cause massive problems to you. You may say, how is it possible, Guruji? It is not possible, correct? Well, just imagine you are firing a missile. Okay? If you are firing a missile and there is 1/100th of a degree difference in this while firing the missile, can it, when it is lobbed in space and when it falls down, can it have a problem? Tremendous amount of problems can happen. I am pointing to the moon, the rocket is pointed to the moon, and just one very minor difference is created. The rocket will fly beyond the moon, correct? How precise these kind of calculations have to be. So when we are talking of the Devis, when we are talking of the exact worship form, today nobody is qualified to do this worship. Please remember this. If you are doing worship in your own house, some kind of a homa or something like that, or you have bought some gods and goddesses and kept inside your place, you may end up getting into trouble just because you don't know how they are placed. Many a times people buy images because they look very beautiful. Don't just buy images for the heck of it. So please be very careful how you buy and what you do with them. I hope you got this answer over here. This is a very, very dangerous thing. Many years ago, 2011 I think, I was sitting in my store and one lady walked inside. And when she walked in, she started talking to me. I said, I don't know you from Adam, you can get out from here. Because anybody who starts talking something which I am not connected with, I will not entertain that person. So she came and she started telling me, you are my Guruji, you are supposed to give me a mantra and all that. I told her, what nonsense are you doing? Get out from here. I don't even know who you are. If you have to come to me, I will know. But I don't know. Then, few days later, she came back again. At that time, I entertained her, and I gave her something, which she took it, and then things happened. Now, that was a time she was not savvy with phone calls, like our cell phones. So she had the dial-up phones. So she said, Guruji, I am doing this job over here, but I think I am not able to attain anything over here. So I said, no, just wait. Talk to me while I will see what is there inside your Devghar. And then I started giving her directions. I told her, this image is in the wrong place. Kindly put this image over there, this image over there, this image over there. And then after all the call were over, I said, now it's fine. Now you can do this sitting over there like that. So when this happened, the effect of that particular mantras is not going to take place. It is like just saying, om, 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 om for no rhyme or reason. Nothing is going to happen. Unless and until it is a charged mantra given by your own spiritual master. I normally don't give mantras out because I don't have, so many of people over here. And exclusively when my Gurudev says that is the time I give, otherwise I will not do it. So in this aspect, please understand the placement is important, the weapons are important, how you place them, what you do with it. So today's pandals which are there all over the world, they are not following the correct path. So they will have no value. So when you go and worship these kind of images, they are going to be just a fashion show, nothing beyond that. There is no point in going to a temple or a place where there is no divinity, because everything over there is wrong. I hope you got it. And that is why this is very, very important. So let us continue. So you understood now how these are to be placed. Let us not go deeper into it. O Master of Men, when there are 18 armed ones, and on the right and the left the 10 faced and the 8 arms are worshipped, Kala, time and Mrityu, death, have to be worshipped for mitigating all calamities. When the 8-armed, the slayer of Asura Shumba, is worshipped, her name is Shakti, to be worshipped as well as Rudra and Vinayaka. Mahalakshmi should be worshipped with the Lord commencing Namo Devi. In the worship of the 3 manifestations, the Lord mentioned in the 3 episodes should relate to the respective manifestation. This destroyer of Mahisha, or 18-armed, has to be specifically worshipped. She herself is called Mahakali, Mahalakshmi, Mahasaraswati. She is the great goddess of the world, the dispenser of merit and the sin. One who worships the destroyers of Mahisha becomes the lord of this world. One who worships Chandika, endearing to the devotees, the sustainer and upholder of the world. By Agra, etc., by decking with ornaments, sandal paste, flowers, by the best incense lamps, by offering the food containing various eatables, by offering sacrifices steeped in blood, by flesh, by wine, by salutations, sipping of water, fragrant sandal. Now, in most of the places in Bengal, you will find that they do this, killing of the animals and all the non-vegetarian stuff is also being given. You may think, how is it okay? Well, it is mentioned over here, so please understand it is there. Not that it is not allowed. So it is not that, okay, I am a North Indian, I don't follow these, we all have to be vegetarian. That is not the reason. Everywhere systems are different, the ways of praising it, the ways of behaving is different. The way how prayers are done is different. So kindly accommodate these people also. Don't just shun people just because they are like this or like that. Okay? So let us now continue. By offering tambula with camphor. Tambula means grains of rice, which we have. I'm sure you have seen them. And camphor, with an attitude of devotion to all these acts. In front of the goddess to the left side, one should worship the great Asura Mahisha, whose head has been severed by the goddess and who has attained union with her. In front on the right, one should worship the vehicle of the goddess, the lion, which is no other than the whole mighty Dharma, upholding and sustaining the mobile and the immobile. So the lion is just not ordinary lion, he is the Dharma on which the goddess is sitting. Then with folded hands, one should offer prayer to all these episodes. Of the middle episode alone, but not by any one of the other episodes. One should not stop recital in the middle of an episode. If he does so, it will be a chink in the armor. Or else, he should go round the deity with reverence, offer salutations with hands folded with the head, pray to the worldly mother by means of the lords. Again and again, without any lassitude, one should seek the pardon of the sustainer of the worlds. With each verse, he should offer the fire oblations of rice cooked in milk, sesame and ghee. Or with the verses of the lords, he can offer the auspicious oblations to Chandika. He should withdraw in himself, concentrate, utter the words Namo Nama, salutations, and worship the Devi. Controlled with folded hands, slightly plastic, with a surrendered attitude, he should impose his prana in the self and meditate on the goddess Chandika for quite some long time. He will become full of her. One who worships thus daily, the supreme goddess experiences all enjoyments of her heart content and attains union with the goddess. If one does not worship daily Chandika, endearing in the devotees, supreme goddess reduces to ashes the merits and the consumes him. Therefore, O king, worship as per the prescribed method Chandika, the great goddess in all the worlds. You will get happiness. So we now come to the third one, which is called the Murti Rahasya. The sage said, The goddess who is going to be born is Nanda, in the name Nanda Bhagavati. If she is lauded, worshipped, contemplated upon, she will bring under the control of the worshipper the triple worlds. She whose complexion will be that of pure gold will be wearing garments of shining gold. She will with the golden luster be wearing ornaments of pure gold. Her forearms will be adorned by lotus, gold, noose and conch. She is Lakshmi, Kamla, Indira, Shri, seated on the golden lotus. O spotless one, I mentioned a goddess named Raktadantika. Here from her form it will all allay all fears. Her garment is red, her color is red, all the ornaments of her body are red, the weapons are red, her eyes are red, her hair is red, she is terrible. She has sharp nails, red teeth and red fangs, and she will look after the devotee as a loving wife, her husband. Vast is her form like the earth, her pair of breasts is like the mountain Meru, long, protruding and very huge, exquisitely beautiful. Those hard captivating breasts are oceans of perfect bliss. With these yielding all wishes, she feeds her devotees. She bears the swords, the drinking vessel, the pestle and the plowshare. She is known as the goddess Rakta Chamunda, the sovereign of the yoga. By her is pervaded the entire world, the mobile and the immobile. One who worships her with devotion extends himself in the mobile and in the immobile. As a woman would on her dear husband, the goddess waits on one who constantly studies this lord, describing the form of Raktadantika. Shakambari is blue in complexion and her eyes are like the blue lotus. Deep in her navel and her slender abdomen is adorned by the three folds. Her breasts are very pretty hard, even very lofty, round, fat, dense. Her abode is the lotus, a handful of arrows. The heap of victuals rich in flowers, tendrils, roots, fruits, etc., having in all the desired infinitely variety of tastes and removing hunger, thirst, death and old age, and a bow of glittering luster. All these great goddesses Shakambari bears. She herself is Satakshi, also known as Durga. If one lords contemplates upon, recites about, worships or salutes Shakambari, one gets speedily, in all possible ways, food and drink of the undiminishing quantity. Bhima also is of blue complexion, a woman of large eyes with shining teeth and her fangs. Her breasts are round, fat and massive. She holds the saber, the little drum, the bowl made of human skull. She is mentioned as Ekveera, the soul warrior, Kalaratri, the dark night. She is praised as the giver of desires. Brahmari is unassailable, enriched, encircled by light. Her splendor is of wonderful variety. She appears like a multicolored bee and is praised as Mahamari. Brahmari, sound like that. And Mahamari, one who is responsible for destroying all illnesses. O Lord of the earth, thus explained the embodiment of the worldly mother of the goddess Chandika. These are said to be verily Kamadhenus, the milch cows yielding all desires. This is the supreme secret, not to be told to anybody. Make by yourself a concentrated study of the explanation about these divine embodiments. The great secret of secrets, meditation on the goddess, has been imparted to you. So if all our efforts are made, in the all fulfilling result will be achieved. And last is called the prayer craving pardon. Day and night I commit 1,000 mistakes. O Supreme Goddess, pardon them, considering that I am thy slave. I do not know how to invoke the presence and how to revoke it. I do not know how to worship thee. Pardon, O Supreme Goddess. Of the Queen of Gods, let no shortcomings in the mantra, ritual and devotion vitiate the fullness of my worship to thee. If a man commits 100 faults but utters the invocation, O worldly mother, the status he attains even Brahma and the other gods do not attain. I am full of faults, O worldly mother. I seek refuge in thee. Now I have to be pitied. Do as thou likest. Devi, pray, pardon my acts of omission and commission through ignorance, forgetfulness and error. O Supreme Goddess, may thou be pleased. O the Lady of Love, Mother of the World, embodiment of truth, consciousness, bliss, pray, accept with satisfaction this worship. O Supreme Goddess, may thou be pleased. Devi, thou art the protector of the world, occult secrets. Please accept the japa done by me. Great Goddess, let the fulfillment come to me by thy grace. So we have come to the end of our scripture and the end of this book. The last one was the pardon which we have to seek, because we do knowingly and unknowingly we perform some actions which cannot be, unknowingly. They happen just like that. So we have to ask for pardon. In the previous chapter we saw that in the previous one that we saw, she comes in various forms. So we should not, say that she is not there in this or that. She comes in all kinds of forms. And that is why it is important for us to see her in all these different avatars of hers. Alright, so we have come to the end of this journey over here. So I will stop over here. If Rajma wants to say something, she can definitely do that.
Thank you very much, Krishna. Jai Shri Krishna Guruji, wishing you all a very happy Dusshera. No words to describe. It was so beautiful, this 10 days of Devi Mahatamyam. And personally, there's so much I want to express, but no words are coming from my mouth. I only wish, and may your grace be upon us, that we follow the path of Dharma and serve thy purpose in this world, and be our good son and the epitome of love, who you truly are. Thank you very much for this wonderful Parayan. Let the Devi rise in us, and we destroy all the demons within us and become divine as taught by you. Shivananda's, I always like to quote this. He said to his disciples, looking at you, the world should know who your Guru is. So we should live by example. So your greatness can be understood. I'm sure it's not by everybody, at least to those who come to seek the knowledge should know your greatness by we following that first. So give us the blessing and grace that we follow every word that you have imparted to us. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, and wishing you a very, very happy Dusshera. Today is also the Punya Tithi of Sai Baba of Shirdi. So entire Shirdi celebrates. We also celebrate. So we do the Sai Baba's puja also today. So yeah, you can do that. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you. Happy Dusshera.